What if the players from the 2000s NBA were playing in 2021, the modern day NBA? Could they keep up? Could they hang? What's going on, guys? Jay Zimmer here, bringing you the final part 5 of this Can They Keep Up series. I guess I'll call it that. We have the 2000s going against the modern day players. If you're wondering, we had the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and finally the 2000s. If you want to see those, I highly recommend checking them out. If you want a more in-depth description of what we're doing here, definitely check out the 60s video. I talk about why I chose the modern lineup pretty in-depthly. With that being said, a lot of people are probably like, it's the 2000s. Like, it's not that long ago. If you're like me, you were born before the 2000s, so you know these players pretty well. LeBron was drafted in the 2000s. Nowitzki, just retired a couple years ago. Obviously, they could keep up. With that being said, you never know. 2021 has been a weird year. The NBA is such a three-point dominant. Look, as Curry splashes it from deep. The NBA has changed a lot from 2000 to 2009, to put it lightly. Do I think they could keep up? Probably. You have some dominant players from that era, which I'm going to talk about in a bit. I'm going to quickly talk about the modern era lineup. We do, if you haven't already seen. If you have, you can skip this part because it is the same modern lineup for the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s video. Shaq just being a monster in the background there. I don't know why I always say background. Obviously, it's what you're watching, but whatever. So yeah, let's talk about the modern players. I'm getting off track. So we do have Curry at the 1, LeBron at the 2, Kevin Durant at the 3, Giannis at the 4, and Jokic at the 5. Like I said, if you're wondering why I chose that, please watch the 60s video. I go into depth there. Just quickly, I've rehashed these two positions in all the videos. I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive, but for the 2, there really wasn't a great option, so I went with LeBron. Obviously, he can play every position, and the whole point of the modern era basketball is how a 7-footer can play basically every position. I mean, at a certain point, we're literally going to have 7 foot plus people playing every single position, probably by 2030. Let's be honest. Why I chose Jokic, probably another position that could be contested. He won MVP. Like, what else do you want? What else do you want to know? He's a 96 overall, one of the highest, if not the highest center. I'm not entirely sure. 80s and 95. So, I mean, you could go back and forth. If you would have rather seen other players, feel free to let me know. With that being said, let's jump into the 2000s team. So for the point guard, we have Steve Nash. I was lucky enough to see Steve Nash in person when I visited Phoenix a long-ass time ago. 2-time MVP winner in 05 and 06. He was an absolute monster, 50-40-90 club. Basically a professional soccer player. Absolute magician with the ball. Could shoot, assists out the wazoo. I mean, just a flat-out baller. If you argue with this, I mean, you're allowed to. Again, I'm sorry if I'm repetitive if you've watched all 5 of these. But if you're wondering where I got this 2000s lineup from, it's NBA.com All-Decades Teams. This is the 2000s All-Decade Team. Obviously, I didn't want to do my own personal list because of bias and stuff like that. So I figured this would be a reasonable choice. For the shooting card, we do have the legend, rest in peace, forever, Kobe. Again, what do I need to say about him? He revolutionized the game. He's one of the reasons why so many of the modern day players are even basketball players to begin with. I'm sure many of you watching. He just meant a lot to the game, so he had to be on this list. And just a dominant player in the 2000s. I'm not going to go over the accolades. 10-time All-Star, I guess I'll talk about it a little bit. Two-way force, just a monster. A bunch of titles, won the MVP. What else do you want? I don't think there's a better choice for shooting guard. For the small forward, we actually have Dirk. Obviously, he was more of a power forward, but this is what NBA.com decided to go with. Again, he recently retired. 50-40-90 club as a power forward. That's pretty insane. Won MVP in 2007. Debatably had the best finals ever, where he was able to beat an unstoppable LeBron James, but he was able to do so. So yeah, I mean, he's obviously one of the best from the 2000s. You had to put him somewhere. So I guess small forward it is. For power forward, we have Tim Duncan. another unbelievable player. He won an NBA title in the 90s. You know, we're still going to put him in the 2000s. 60-win season in the 2000s. 10 All-Star, 2 Finals MVPs, 2 regular season MVPs. What else can you say? The dude was an absolute beast. Yeah, I think he also retired fairly recently. Obviously, he's helping coach the Spurs now. Spurs legend, NBA legend, let's be honest. Had to make the list. And for the center, if you can test this, I don't know what to say to you. We have Shaq Diesel. Perfect timing, too, with Steve Nash doing a full court as if he's playing in the rec center or something like that. Cherry-picking Shaq. Just a monster. How many backboards has he broken? No one will ever know. He couldn't shoot worth a damn, that's for sure. Could he hang in today's... Could any center in today's NBA be able to push Shaq around? I don't think so. I mean, obviously Boban's a big-ass dude. But what center? Maybe Embiid. I just see Shaq dominating on the boards, just pushing people out of the way. I mean, you had to include him. Curry with a nice looking shot there. I guess I got to jump in. This went by pretty fast. I was probably talking about that for a little too long. If you do not know, if this is your first time viewing, this goes to 21 points. Or it's supposed to go to 21 points. Technically, we're in overtime right now. You win by 2. 21-21, it's all tied up. Basically, this isn't to determine which decade is the best. It's just to see if they can hang. Obviously, we knew 2000s could hang with the modern day era, and they are proving that. Going into overtime right now, although the modern day do have 2 players on fire, probably the 2 worst players to have on fire, although Shaq is just an absolute, like I said, an absolute monster. Do you think Jokic could handle Shaq? I don't know. He went for the win right there. He's unable to do so. But yeah, we're just trying to see if they can hang. That's about it. Not to see which one's the best. If you do want to see like a series in which we do the decades, just let me know. I'm happy to do that. Jokic with a tough shot, but is able to do it. Now everyone's on fire. We've got fire all over the court because Curry's lost his. 22-22 though. Curry with a nice looking shot, but is unable to get that to fall. We're moving it up to Nash. Oh, breaks Curry's ankles a little bit there. Tough over Giannis. Like I said, Nash is just an absolute monster. If you did make it to this video, obviously you made it to this video. If you did make it to this part of this, what am I saying? If you did make it to this part of the video, what was your favorite player from the 2000s? I'm sure I'm going to hear a lot from Kobe for obvious reasons. Curry with a deep 3. Is he going to hit that? He's unable to hit that. But yeah, who is your favorite player from the 2000s? Who's your favorite modern day player too? If I have to be honest, currently it's Jaylen Brown. I'm a Celtics fan. I love him. He does so much for the league. Tim Duncan could go for the win. Shaq almost gets the offensive board. But yeah, feel free to let me know. This is a close one. So we definitely know KD looking to take the lead, unable to do that. Nowitzki on the board up to Nash. We know they could hang. They could go for the win right now. Nash just dribbling it out, looking to see what he can do. Tim Duncan with the ball. Looking around, Shaq going for the oop. Oh man, he just needed to throw that down. But he got the worst animation ever. Curry pushing the ball up. LeBron wide open. LeBron not shoot. What is LeBron doing? He easily could have shot that. I don't know why he wouldn't shoot that. Curry is going to shoot that though. He better. He somehow misses that. So the modern day players are really choking. I wouldn't say the 2000s players are playing unbelievable defense right now. Steve Nash looking to take the win. But yeah, like I was saying like a minute or 2 ago, once it gets close, I like to jump in and sort of commentate as if I'm watching it with you guys. It's just a fun feel. I don't know if I already mentioned the reason why I do park, but it's too late because that is game. The 2000s team are able to not only keep up, but take down the modern day players. Kobe 8 for 19, 7 for 9 for Shaq. Great shooting. Curry 6 for 22. He really hasn't shot that great in this entire series, sadly. Team comparison 32% to 43%. Defensive rebounds. All right, so it was pretty even overall. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the series. I have a new, really long, really good series coming out soon, so I hope you're excited for that. If you did like this, feel free to rate it. You don't have to if you don't want to. If you want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. Hope you're having a great day. See you in the next one.